What's going on, people? Cody here with another episode of Everybody's Top 3. I am joined today by my co-host, Kristin.
What's up?
We are also joined by our guest, Brad.
What's up, guys?
Today we are going to do top 3 YouTube channels, and we are going to start with Brad. So, Brad, what is your number 3?
So, my number 3 YouTube channel, and I've been watching this since high school, that's a channel called Cinemassacre. They're most famously known for the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe.
Okay.
That's his YouTube channel.
Okay.
It started back in 2004. That's when he started, because it originally was just the angry video game nerd.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only part of the channel, and that's when I started watching it. I was freshman in high school.
Wait, give an
So
example.
do they have movie stuff on there?
Yeah,
Because it's called Cinemassacre.
So as James Rolfe is like he makes movies. He's like a director, movie writer type guy, and after the angry video game nerd, they broadened their channel and started putting some of his mini skits in there, and he like makes horror films and shit, like B-rated movies.
B movies are usually pretty dope.
Yeah, he does.
Wait, what is B-rated?
It's like movies that don't really get wide theatrical releases. A lot of times they're really like stupid.
Oh, word.
And, like,
You ever
not,
hear the
Is it
Evil
about
Dead
an indie film?
movies
Like-
or Army of Darkness? No.
they're kind of B-rated. He's at least Sam Raimi's become more of a fucking prominent director since then. But it's like independent shit. Like they don't have backing from big studios.
Word.
Like Troma Films, Full Moon Productions.
You know,
shit
I
like
learned
that.
so much from doing these podcasts. I'm not even kidding. Like, every time I, like, leave with more knowledge.
So, have you ever seen the angry video
No.
game nerd movie?
I know
clips
what
or
you're talking about, but...
show?
Yeah, it comes up on my YouTube feed sometimes, but I don't know if I've ever actually watched any of the videos.
He's pretty funny, man.
give an example.
He does. So the angry video game nerd does reviews of old classic video games, and he is this angry video game nerd character, and he just gets mad. He just plays these awful games and just gives a review in a funny ass way.
What is he... Have I seen it? Like, have you had it on?
You had to. You've had to.
What does he look like?
He's got like the
He
white.
looks like an angry video game nerd.
Yeah, like
Does
he's
he
got
have
a
long
white
hair?
shirt, tan pants. He's got glasses.
Does he wear the same thing every video?
Yes. Yep.
That's commitment.
Same
kinda
style. He's sticking to
Pretty
that
gay.
character, but he also does. He has a friend named Mike. I think it's Matty or Matei or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They do like people will comment video games that they should play, and they could be like ROM hacks or just an actual game. And
What's a ROM hack? I have no idea what that is.
like it's like people will take the engine of like Super Mario World, and they'll just like remake the game.
kind of like Super Mario Builder, right? Or Mario Builder.
Maker.
Mario
Mario
Maker, that's what
Maker.
it's called.
Kind of, pretty
game.
much. Or they'll like expand on the story of Super Mario World. I'm trying to find a picture of James Rolfe, so because you've had to.
I feel like...
You've
I mean,
had
I
to.
know I've seen him before because his videos come up in my feed a lot. I think the reason I don't watch them is because they're always about old video games, and I don't really like old video games.
Right.
I'd rather watch people like play
He
new
does.
video games.
He's
I don't
a
watch
huge
that.
horror
Yeah.
fan. You
Ooh,
talk.
there you go.
You could talk to him about horror movies for days, but he has these. He'll do like these things called classic rental reviews, and he'll pick an old movie and talk about it. Even he'll go as far back to like the black and white days.
Word.
I can't watch black and white.
I have trouble with it too. It's not necessarily that it's black and white. 'Cause like I like Clerks. No, Raging
Yeah.
Bull's a great
Oh,
movie,
true.
but
Yeah,
it's hard to
it's
get into
different.
just old movies.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch old fucking color movies either because they're not good. Like it was still
the acting is
yeah, the acting's bad. A lot of times the cinematography is not that great. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of older movies that are that old. Like 60s and like late 60s and up, I'll watch, but usually like early 60s and 50s and anything below that, I'm not a fan of.
He has he does a few videos on the order of all those Godzilla movies.
Yeah, isn't there like 50 of those? Like there's
Something
a ton of like people. The Japanese made so many Godzilla movies. It's crazy.
Familiar.
And they're all just the same thing, just like Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla versus Rodan, Godzilla versus this, Godzilla versus that.
Speaking of Godzilla versus Kong comes out tomorrow.
That tomorrow? It's going to be on HBO Max.
See it.
Yep. I want to see it. I didn't like the Godzilla they made in 2014, but I liked the Godzilla King of the Monsters. I thought that was awesome.
I haven't watched any of them.
King Kong Skull Island, that movie was pretty sweet.
Yeah, actually, I didn't watch that either. I wanted to though, because I like John C. Reilly.
He plays. It's weird seeing him like in a different kind of character, but it still has its comic relief to it.
Well, he doesn't. I mean, he didn't really start out in comedy though. Like he started.
That's where I was introduced to him.
That's
into
a lot.
comedy.
Yeah, a lot of people in our generation. It's like him and the stuff he did with Will Ferrell. But he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape with fucking Johnny Depp way before that. And he did Gangs of New York, the Martin Scorsese movie. He had a very serious role in that movie. There's a movie called The Sisters Brothers with him and Joaquin Phoenix that I'd like to see. It looks really, really good.
Brothers?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
What's your third one, Kristin?
All right. So my third one is Let's Game It Out. So I actually just recently found this like a month ago, but like I love it. So it's this guy. Well, I guess he started videos in 2017, which I guess, but he mainly just uploads more now.
2017, it just doesn't seem like that long
I know,
ago,
but it kind of is.
It is.
It's
4
like,
years.
Damn, yeah. Well, the internet says, because there's not much about him because he's not that popular, but it says it is a YouTube gaming series where Josh, a chaotic and witty guy, plays video games. But like, it's like simulator games. Like he did Sims 4, Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, and what he does is he like finds the glitches in the game and he just fucks everything up.
I feel like you've sent me a video.
I've sent both of you one
of this guy.
I don't think you sent me any videos.
Yeah, I did. I sent it while we were here.
I didn't watch them then.
Yeah,
that's probably why. You got to send it afterwards, because if I get it now, I might end up just hitting mark red and then never look at it again.
Oh, word. Okay, so like one of his videos is Planet Zoo. He'll just like do shit and then kill the animals, but in a funny way, or try to kill people with the animals, like by shooting them out of shit. Because they'll have like random things you can add to it, like mods and stuff. And he just like, it's so funny. Or the Planet Coaster, he makes the coaster so they aim.
Is that the one that's on Xbox, Planet Coaster?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's on Game Pass right now, actually.
Yeah, I think I downloaded it. I think I have it.
Yeah,
I've never played it before.
So one of the things, he'll have it aiming where they're walking, and then he'll let it go at high speed and then fucking hit everybody like bowling. He'll like make a bowling.
With an animal?
The coaster one. With the animal one, he made the like ground up high. Then he killed all the animals and then dug a hole through it, and then they all fell on the people. All these dead, like it was raining dead animals. But that's just the kind of shit he does. Like he's hilarious. And his voice isn't annoying.
That sounds fun.
It is.
Can you get the animals to attack people in that game?
No.
Oh.
But he tries to fuck everything up as much as you can. Because a lot of things, you can't just like have an animal attack something in games. But he just tries to fuck it up some way. And I don't know, it's funny.
Have you ever played Far Cry? The animals will fuck you up in that game.
Yeah, I love Far Cry 5 so much.
Fucking tigers will just come out of nowhere and just fucking pounce on you and fuck your world up.
Well, even on Red Dead, animals fuck you up.
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
true. Fucking, you come across a cougar, it'll fight you.
A bear and stuff, but like the deer or whatever, they don't really fuck with you.
Dude, a grown ass fucking stag, like a buck, will fuck you up in Red Dead. I've been just wandering around and had a buck just straight up.
Yeah,
I haven't got attacked by anything yet, but besides a bear.
There's cougars. The fucking alligators will fuck you up too.
All right. Alligators have definitely killed me too.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying. Well, my favorite video with this guy is on Sims 4 because that's my favorite game. And he has this guy, and he made his person look like, oh, I forget, Elon Musk maybe. Someone like that. And he, like, had the guy go into this glass, like, he built this just glass little 4 walls with a roof, locked the door, and made the guy, and just had a bed in there and a toilet. Then he started taking pictures of this person and painting them because you can do that in Sims. And then he would like lock the door and then have people join, and then he'd leave them locked there together. And then he finally like had 7 years with this guy painting portraits of him sleeping and going to the bathroom and shit.
Are you talking about like 7 real years or 7 years in the game?
In the game. And then
how long does it take to get to 7 years in Sims?
I don't know. This guy plays hours of whatever game he's doing. Like,
so it depends on how much you actually play.
I don't know if I'd be able to play Sims for
but it's just hilarious.
I can't
like
play Sims for 10 minutes. Are you fucking crazy?
I can't play the game.
I feel like I could play for a little bit.
He just does weird shit. Like he plays the game but not the way you're supposed to, and it's so fucking funny.
She sent me a video the other day of a baby. It was like some thug music and a baby walking around with a knife. And he just jumped up and started stabbing the father in the face.
On Sims?
Yeah.
On Sims.
How do you can do that on Sims?
Yeah, it
was
depends
brutal.
like what package like add-on you have. There's like paranormal ones and horror ones you can add.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a cool addition.
You want to play Sims now, dude?
A little bit. Like if you could literally make psychopaths, that would be fucking cool.
I don't think Sims 4 is, but you'd have to buy the package to be. And I think he mods games too. Like he probably modded it a little bit.
It's the only reason why sometimes I think about fucking playing PC, because mods are kind of cool.
Oh my!
You can't really
I
get
want to
mods
learn
on
how.
Xbox.
Yeah. PC's pretty awesome, but mine's like running slow now because I think I have too many games on it. I need to either upgrade
Get
it
an external hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They're only like $80, $70, $80.
Yeah, I'm probably going to.
I got like a 2 terabyte one from Walmart. It was like $70.
Yeah, but that's for the Xbox too. I think.
Yeah.
I think you
PC.
probably have to get a different brand for PC.
Yeah. Actually, I think so. I was trying to, when I downloaded Studio One, I was originally trying to download GarageBand because you can you can kind of convert it because that's more for Apple. But anyways,
I think, does GarageBand even work on PC?
Mm-hmm, it does. But the thing I tried to do it with originally kind of gave my computer a virus, but Kaylin took care of it. But I think I fucked up my computer a little bit.
Oh no!
I mean, we've all probably put a couple viruses on a computer before.
Yeah, but it was running.
I grew up in the LimeWire Kazaa days.
Oh yeah, I've
viruses
destroyed a
galore.
laptop with them.
I think I actually destroyed an external hard drive with fucking LimeWire.
That shit it's convenient, but also fucked up shit quick. And then they had like snow. They had like a frost wire or something after that. They tried.
Yeah,
I could never get FrostWire to work.
I remember.
I got it.
There wasn't as much of a selection on it as there was on LimeWire.
There wasn't.
Man, all the illegally downloaded songs.
Do you remember like converting YouTube videos to an MP3
Yes.
and then putting it?
Yep.
I did.
Yes,
burned a
I-
lot of CDs that way.
I was doing that up till just like a few years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I'd say.
Like,
Or no, until Jerry gave me this cell phone, I think.
Well,
I think my
legit.
last cell phone had a ton of fucking...
the phone I had before this one had a bunch of converted videos to MP3s.
Well, like in school, people would give me lists, and I would burn them, which is illegal as fuck. But I would burn them CDs.
I do the same thing with people.
I did all the
Yeah, I would
time.
give the list. I didn't... Because I had bad internet, so I couldn't really do the burning myself. But it was... You remember Josh Linehan?
Yeah.
I gave him a huge list, and it wasn't... I didn't have him burn CDs. He fucking... I gave him my iPod. And he just put all these fucking albums
Well,
on
you know
my
how
iPod.
I'm like crafty. I would do that and then like draw some cool shit. Like I'd make the CD look cool every time, based on like what genre they were listening to or whatever. It was dope. I had a good time with that. People would pay me to do it.
Yeah, I
like
gave Josh
$5,
like
$10
$20 to
yeah.
fucking put all that music on my phone.
I was a businesswoman before I even had to be.
I never paid because I like gave him a list and gave him blank CDs.
Well, I would give them a case and I would make them pretty and stuff.
You would actually put some labor into it.
Yeah, I would. Which is, I think it's dope. I had fun.
All right. My number 3 is a channel called Cinemasins. you guys ever heard of it?
Oh,
No.
yeah. I'm subscribed to that.
Cinemasins. That sounds fun to say.
Cinemasins is one of the first YouTube channels I ever started following. They feature the video series Everything Wrong With. This is a series that comically points out the glaring plot holes and continuity errors in famous movies. They have no problem pointing out the issues in some of the most positively criticized movies, including Academy Award winners The Gladiator and The Silence of the Lambs, as well as movies that are considered notoriously bad like Alien 3 and Catwoman. I like this channel because it points out the undebatable fact that there's no such thing as a perfect movie. As of yesterday, Cinemasins has 9.08 million subscribers and a viewership of over 3.3 billion views, which is insane.
It's pretty good.
That is an insane amount of views, I think.
Yeah.
I really like that channel as well.
I've never seen it.
Not
It's
in my
really
top,
funny.
but I really enjoy that channel. There was a whole day where I just binged a fuck ton.
Same
of
here.
those
And
videos.
their videos are like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing in this room when I lived here. When my brother and his girlfriend or his wife lived here, it literally laying on my bed in this fucking room, watching Cinemasins for fucking hours after I found it. It's so funny, and like it's shit that like you watch it and you're like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. This movie does fucking suck.
Yeah. And the way he points out things, like he's got good delivery of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
How he words things.
That's very important and shit like that, because there's some like good
It's
gamers
good,
that I
man.
want to watch, but their voice is so annoying I can't watch them.
Like when they do like movies that were kind of bad.
Those are always the
it's
long ones. You can tell when it's a
funniest
good
shit,
movie
dude.
because they do it. It's Everything Wrong With in less than like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So like some of the good movies will be like you'll know it's a good movie when it's like Everything Wrong With, say The Gladiator in less than 8 minutes. It's like, oh, so that must be a good movie. But then you'll get like the original Justice League and it'll be like Everything Wrong With the Justice League in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
So
this was a
depending
fucking
on
awful
the
movie.
time.
Dude, he did a few. I think he did all 3 of the Ninja Turtles movies, the live action ones.
I definitely just watched the
And-
third one the other day.
Oh, those are so funny.
Is there any that they admit to liking fully or no?
There's actually another channel run by the same people. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Everything Great About instead of Everything Wrong With.
Oh, okay.
So they'll just talk about all the great parts of certain movies.
Doesn't the channel also have like other? I think I saw Everything Wrong With, and it was like music videos or
Maybe.
something.
Maybe
I would like that. See, I like.
I didn't see
music
it where I
stuff
was
more than
looking it
movies.
up. But they have another thing where it's like how to make a Brad Pitt movie, and they just talk about how like he's always fucking eating, and he's always laughing in inappropriate times, which I've never noticed.
I never.
But it just like
I don't like
shows.
Brad Pitt that much.
Really, I like Brad
Yeah,
Pitt. I
no.
think he's a fucking great actor. But they'll be like also like how to make a slasher movie and how to make a gangster movie and shit like that. And they're like shorter, like 10-minute videos where they kind of just lampoon all the fucking tropes of certain genres of movies.
Yeah, that's a good channel.
I'll watch that. That sounds
I'm kinda
interesting, actually.
I mean, I'm not totally surprised you said that, but I guess I didn't think they were as known as they really are.
I
How
mean, you
many
have 3
subscribers did you say they had?
over 9 million, 9.08
Holy
million
fuck.
with 3.3 billion combined views. They have like hundreds of fucking episodes, like hundreds of videos. I mean. There's just so and each video gets like 1 million views. They're very, very popular, which I didn't even realize how fucking popular it was. I actually didn't even think of putting them on the list. I was watching another YouTube fucking channel about movies, and they brought up Cinemasins, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot about Cinemasins." I went and
Yeah.
looked it up and started fucking binge watching their videos last night.
So after you said subscribers, it made me curious about Cinemassacre. Cinemassacre currently stands at 3.47 million subscribers.
Word.
How much do you have the cumulative views?
I
on
don't.
there?
I don't.
Let me see it.
I didn't go to that website. I
We
just
just
looked
went
at
to their
his
page.
subscribers
Oh, word,
on
okay.
the channel. That website won't load for me yet.
Yeah, mine wouldn't load either for that. So
That's because my internet shit.
Yeah.
Like that's 1, 2, 3 phones that are hooked up to
Yeah.
the internet. So it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not doing anything right now.
Fuck you
Fuck you guys.
God
Done.
damn internet. Anyway, what's your number 2, Brad?
So, with my number 2, I'm gonna go with What Culture.
Man.
I'm gonna go with
Y'all know shit I don't.
I'm gonna go with the entire What Culture instead of like breaking it down, because they do.
Oh, so it's like has a
under
lot
the
of sub.
yeah
Okay.
under the What Culture name, they have like What Culture Wrestling, What Culture Gaming,
Mm-hmm.
What Culture Combat, which is combat sports.
Okay, yeah.
They have a What Culture Music, and they do some movie stuff as well. But I like it all.
Okay, but
I
like
like-
explain what they do.
All right,
I have
so
no idea what it is.
I'll start off with my favorite one, which
Okay.
is What Culture Wrestling, and
Okay.
it's literally just they do news of what's going on, or
Oh, so
like,
they
they
just
just
kind of keep
gr-
you updated on this
yeah,
stuff?
they keep
Oh,
you
okay.
updated, and then they have like top 10 wrestling court stories or top 10 coolest returns. They do the one guy, his name is Simon Miller. He always does these why videos, and they're like, why did they do this with this character, or the real reason why Vince did this or that.
Okay, so it's like just to inform you on shit.
Dude, it's all about wrestling.
Where
And when I first got into these guys, they had a guy named Adam Blumpier as like the kind of main host dude type deal.
so it's like a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's
okay.
They're all British too.
yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
started out as a like a newspaper magazine
Oh, word.
website. They launched in 2010. But so anyway, with the Adam Blumpier guy that was like mainly hosting all the videos and stuff, he was the main reason I watched it, because he was like super. I agreed with everything he had to say, like about certain characters or like wrestlers or storylines or whatever like that. But then this, like, he stopped posting randomly, and he actually started. He was gone for months. And then he started another YouTube channel, and it only had one video on it, and it was his name. And he got in some trouble with the whole. He was using his power dynamic to get some sexual favors.
From
Because everybody knows women are attracted to power.
Yeah.
like just like underage or just
No,
in
just,
general.
just
Okay.
in general. He was just like, "Hey, I'm kind of famous. You want to suck this D?"
Because that's
Yeah.
illegal now, apparently. To be
Yeah.
like, I'm famous. You want to hook up? That's against the law now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that's stupid, but
I
okay.
mean,
Because I'd be
the
like,
girl-
yeah, sure.
The girls go for it.
I'd
So
be
why
like,
is it his problem?
Yeah, why is that bad
Like,
for
if-
him?
I mean,
they-
it seems like when you get famous, you're just not allowed to have sex anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure
if
that
they had
that's. I think
such a
that's like the new law.
If they have such a problem with it, why didn't they fucking
People are
say no?
stupid.
Like, everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, I'll sleep with you," and then after they sleep and the guy's like, "I don't really want nothing to do with you, I just wanted to have sex," it's like, fucking rape.
That's so stupid.
I was gonna
Regrets aren't rape.
I originally had What Culture as my number 2. But,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I actually took it off when I found Cinemasins. I was like, ooh, I want to talk about Cinemasins. So I like Cinemasins a lot. But What Culture is basically where I got the idea to do a top 3 podcast, because they do the
really?
fucking they do all the top 10 videos. That's most of their videos are just top 10.
I'll have to check
Shit.
it out.
And I'm probably going to start stealing their subjects once we run out of fucking topics. I'm probably going
We
to go to
still
What
have a-
Culture and
we
start
still
stealing the
have a-
shit that they
We
do.
still have a long list ourselves, so
Yeah, it's not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. After Blumpier left, I guess I don't really recall or didn't see anything about what exactly went down, but a bunch of the main dudes that did like all the wrestling stuff left. They just left one night.
See,
And
I don't follow any other wrestling shit because I don't really pay attention to wrestling. I do like the what culture horror, what culture comics, what culture video games.
So they have the professional wrestling. They do television, films, video games, and apparently they do some reviews on board games. I haven't seen any of those videos.
I haven't played a board game in forever.
I love board games.
I like board games too.
Let's fucking play board games.
They have a combat sports one, but they haven't posted on that in almost a year. They actually had a guy from What Culture started training in MMA, and he was gonna post like updates and like how his training was going and stuff. But I don't know whatever happened to that.
I don't know. I assume it just wasn't that popular because I started following their combat too. But like you said, there was only like 5 videos on it, and they never posted videos. So I was like, whatever. I guess I'm gonna not pay attention to you guys anymore.
So
go back to your movie and video game videos.
They were originally, the channel was originally called Obsessed with Film. They changed to What Culture in 2011, but they didn't actually, What Culture itself didn't actually post any videos until 2014.
Really?
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I never really got into them until well after that, I'm sure.
See, I never watched YouTube until like 5 years ago. I started nonstop more than TV. Like, YouTube's my main source of like actually watching something. Like, you guys go on streaming things, I can watch YouTube all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't watch that much YouTube. When I get on YouTube, usually it's for podcasts.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Spotify podcasts sometimes doesn't load correctly for me. Like it'll buffer a lot. But YouTube, they must have like the fucking best servers in the fucking world.
Oh yeah,
I never have a YouTube
video. They're
buffer.
one of the biggest video fucking platforms out there. So they probably got the best shit.
And been around forever. I remember back when we were fucking in like middle school, YouTube came out and it was just videos of fucking people hurting each other.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
slave trades.
Yeah,
I remember in middle school watching a website. It was called stupidvideos.com, and they had a bunch of shit on there. Just kids falling off things. That was
the golden days of the internet when it was just people getting hurt.
Yeah,
it was people getting hurt and like porn.
Yeah, now you can't do anything, or it's like you get in trouble or reported. Like, literally, if someone just doesn't like you, they can just report your shit and then just make life hard for you.
I know, and they're too lazy to, like, actually review videos. So if something gets reported, like, more than once, they just delete it.
Yeah.
It's like, you got reported.
That's how the people on TikTok get rid of people they disagree with. They just mass report.
Yep.
You get a bunch of people and just mass report somebody, and their account gets fucking banned.
A lot of OnlyFans girls, like people like that, will get reported a lot.
Yeah, a lot of the girls I follow on Instagram will always fucking post about like, oh, apparently my account got deleted because you kind of almost saw my nipple.
Mm-hmm. For them even saying that, they work. Like, they'll be like, my website's in my bio.
I know.
Like, they'll wink.
Free the nipple.
But still, they'll be like, nope.
Free the nipple. I'm with you,
I'm with you, Miley Cyrus. The greatest movement that ever existed. All right, what's your number 2, Kristin?
All right, my number 2 is Hot Ones. They have 14 seasons.
You mean First We Feast?
Yeah, but specifically Hot Ones.
Okay.
Because First We Feast has a lot of things.
Hot Ones doesn't have its own YouTube channel? It's just on First We Feast?
It has its own YouTube channel.
Does it? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad.
Really?
Yeah, Brad.
Try to correct me again, bro. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't want to follow First We Feast, then.
Yeah,
First We Feast is great, though. They have Tacos con Todo on there. And that show's fucking great.
Who's that guy? The guy that, like, tries a bunch of food, and he's kind of a sarcastic douchebag, but he's great.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know.
But he's on that.
Then they have the Burger Scholar. Mm-hmm. The guy just eats, like, different hamburgers.
I watch him a lot. But anyways, so Hot Ones has 14 seasons. So far, 212 episodes. The genre is considered interview because Sean Evans interviews famous people, but progressively with each question, they eat a hotter wing. And then they've made their own hot sauces out of this, which are good. I have most of them.
I didn't realize they had that many episodes. It's a lot of episodes.
And well, have you watched them while they're doing like the Zoom ones or whatever?
No, I got out of there's not very much Zoom. Actually, my number one is like the only thing that I continued to watch on Zoom. I think it's just as good on Zoom as it was live.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad at all, but some people just
I don't like hot ones on Zoom that much. I don't think it's that great. I'm saying my number one pick is like the only thing that I watch on Zoom.
Oh, I think hot ones on Zoom's fine though. It's not much different. Like,
you know what? I did watch the Dustin Poirier hot ones, and that one was fine. That was on Zoom. That one was all right.
I watched the Undertaker one. I've watched most of them.
That's all I can find, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they had their then First We Feast, but specifically hot ones. All
Whatever.
right. Good
You
job,
ever watch?
Brad.
We learned.
Did you ever watch like Tacos con Todo or anything like that?
Yeah.
With, what's his name?
They have a burger one on there that I watched.
Burger Scholar.
Yeah, we talked about that while you were
Like 5 seconds
proving
ago.
me wrong.
Literally like a minute and a
I don't
half
have
ago,
an
we just
ego.
talked about that.
You can prove me wrong, and I'll agree with you. I don't give a fuck. All right.
Hey man, knowledge is power.
The creator of the show is Christopher Skonberger. Anyways, and then starring Sean Evans. What's his last name? Do you know it?
I don't know.
We're just laughing at your pronunciation of
it.
it.
It's Schonberger.
Schoonberger? Skonberger, maybe? Maybe it's French. It's like Slumburger. I used to call that Slumburger until I met somebody that worked for them, and they're like, it's Slumberger. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were in fucking Germany.
Their first episode was on March 12th, 2015. And my favorite episode, one of them is the Theo Von one. Because that's where I found Theo, and I think he's pretty funny.
He is a fucking hysterical motherfucker.
He's a funny guy.
I actually, this might be controversial to say nowadays, but I liked the Chris D'Elia episode. Because he just fucking powerhouses those wings. And like he doesn't even look like they're bothering him at all.
Did you see that Chris D'Elia, he actually did an episode of his podcast.
I think he's done 3 now.
Week or something.
Yeah, he's done 3 in like the past 3 weeks.
Man, that first episode I saw when he came back, I was
You're talking about the one where he was like apologizing? That one? Because he doesn't even really apologize. He like kind of plays the victim where he's like, I'm a sex addict. He's basically just like, I have this disease where I fuck hot chicks all the time. It's terrible. It's a goddamn nightmare.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see any of that, but like I could tell in the beginning the way he couldn't sit still, and like I don't know, you could tell he really wanted to talk about it.
No, he released a video, the first one that he came back with like in like 6 months, and it was really serious, which upset me. I was like, because I don't mind Chris D'Elia, but the thing that I liked about Chris D'Elia was that he was never serious.
Yeah.
Like, he would never post a video he's talking seriously at all. So when he came back, I was like, hopefully he just comes back and just goofs off like he always does.
Right.
And he didn't. He went on like a fucking 45-minute rant about how terrible, how everybody should feel bad for him because he fucks hot chicks all the time. That's really what he did. He's just like, I have a disease and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, dude, you... Like, I'm sorry you get laid. Sorry. It must be fucking
stupid.
terrible.
So,
That's stupid.
I'm gonna explain why I love this though. So Sean Evans is an amazing interviewer. Let's
One
just
of
say
the
that.
best.
He's very good.
So like he does his work. He does research. He'll go back and they'll be like, "How the fuck do you have this question?" Like
He's like Nardwuar, dude.
And he's got a fucking stomach made of steel.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. And so I wrote some of the ones who didn't finish the list. So they eat 10 wings while he's interviewing them, and they get hotter and hotter, and like it makes it hard for them to answer questions, and you see them suffer. And their editor is amazing with sound effects and like zooming in at the right time. He's so great.
Yeah, they put like new filters, like the red filters on them when they start getting too
and
hot.
the music, yeah. But some of the ones who failed that I know of, DJ Khaled didn't finish. Lil
That's
Yachty,
surprising. He like owns a fucking wing company.
Lil Yachty didn't. Chance the Rapper didn't, and Eric Andre, his second appearance, didn't finish them. But I think his second appearance was the Zoom call. Yeah, because he was.
That's the only. I watched the Little Yachty one. I forgot that he didn't finish.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson almost didn't finish. Sean Evans.
Love
Did you watch
Pete.
that one?
Yeah, I love Pete.
That was another one of my favorite ones because he was not having a good time.
Yeah.
Like he was suffering through the whole thing, and like at the end, you know how he does the last dab. Sean does the last dab.
Yeah.
He told Pete Davidson, he's like, "Don't do it, just
And
don't
he
do
didn't,
it."
right?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. He was like, "You know what? Normally I ask people to do the last dab with me, but I suggest just don't do it."
Yeah.
Pete was struggling to talk a little bit a few times in there.
I want to do it though. Like I mean, I would love to have to be interviewed by Sean Evans while doing it and shit.
I'd love
but
just me. He just smokes weed and like he's awesome.
is Sean Evans a pothead?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I guess probably everybody that works for First We Feast is a pothead.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
it's literally just a show about or a channel about great food.
Do you think he's had doctors and stuff tell him like, you keep eating this shit, you're gonna fucking die young?
I think he's all right because he only does it like once a week. You know, I mean, maybe that is a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of hot sauce.
Actually, is it even
It's
once a
gotta
week?
kill your stomach.
When it's he does seasons. Like
Probably
he doesn't
got
do
like
it at all
terrible
year.
acid reflux and shit.
He doesn't
But the
do
thing
all
is,
year.
if his diet outside of doing that isn't bad, I think he would be fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he's doing that all the time, but if he literally just does that like once a week, but then has like a flawless diet outside of that, I think he'd be all right.
he doesn't even always he doesn't even finish the wing all the time. He just kind of takes a bite of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I kind of get pissed when people do that though. Like on the show itself,
It's like eat the shit, bro.
because I think that's what Paris Hilton did when she did it. I think she was just taking
I
like
didn't
one
watch
bite
hers.
and fucking dropped it. It's
don't
like
like
you
hers.
fucking bitch. You're not even doing it. Like that's why I want to do it because I want to fucking powerhouse all of those
Well,
wings.
I have a lot of the sauces. I can fucking make it happen, dude.
We should do it. I mean, we did the one,
Get
but
some nuggets.
I want to do more. Like last time when we did it, all we did was just like put it on our fucking.
I'll get
finger,
like
but,
a bunch of 20-piece nuggets from
Yeah.
Dick's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll fucking do it up. All right, my number 2 is a channel called Today I Found Out. Today I Found Out is a channel that features videos focused on answering questions many people may not normally think to ask or telling stories most people may not know. Their videos include the eccentric murdering photographer who gave us the movies, a video about Edward Muybridge, who first compiled a series of photos of a horse running together to make what is essentially the first movie, and also shot a man dead for sleeping with his wife, which he got away with because back in the 1800s, it's considered justified to kill a man for sleeping with your wife, apparently.
Oh shit!
Which I know that wasn't the point of the video, but that was what I found out from that fucking video. Other videos include who invented the Molotov cocktail, why do people believe flat Earth, how does the UK teach the American Revolution, and do people who resort to cannibalism for survival get charged with a crime? Which that's another interesting one. Cannibalism is legal in every state except for Idaho. It is just illegal to receive human meat for the purpose of consumption. So I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Excuse me?
I didn't. So
This is definitely a perfect
how-
channel for you, for
how-
one. Let's
Yes,
say that.
it's fucking great.
Let's
I
that's
say
love
why
it.
I gave you that look. I was like, yeah.
It's fucking great, man. I love it. It's a great
So
channel.
like, if
Are you talking
you
about
have to resort to cannibalism, it's legal.
You can't just go eat somebody,
Sort
right?
of. Sort of. I mean, yeah, you can't just go out. I mean,
Because
so
like
let me-
they'll get you
let me
for
tell the
they're
story
gonna
that I
get you
fucking
for
wrote.
murder.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Most people that
like-
got in trouble for cannibalism they killed the guy. They killed the person. But
didn't
there was
get it-
another there was they said they explained this in the video, but there was a shipwreck. I want to say they were English
Okay.
sailors, and they had a shipwreck. They shipwrecked on an island, and they ended up. There was 3 of them that survived, or maybe there was only 3 of them, or 4. I think there was 4 of them, and 2 of the 4 held down another one of them and killed him,
Word.
and then they fucking ate the guy. And I'm pretty sure I'm not pretty sure they got charged with the murder. The 2 that held him down and killed him, but the 3rd that had nothing to do with it but still ate him didn't get in trouble because it was for survival.
So you can't just kill. Okay, I get it.
And then there was another one that was I think it was Uruguay Airlines. The plane crashed on an island, and the people, the survivors, after a few days started eating the dead. and they didn't get in trouble because they didn't kill the people.
I'd rather die.
They just ate the people that died.
I'd rather just die, to be honest.
But and then there's another one. So there was a Japanese man who cut off his testicles and scrotum and served them to house guests. And that was 100% legal.
What
He was only charged. They ended up charging him with indecent exposure because he showed the guests pictures of his genitals before serving them their meals.
And they ate it?
Yep. I mean, that's what they were there for. He literally invited people to his house to eat his testicles and scrotum. Yeah.
What the fucking hell?
Yeah. There's actually a lot of really interesting cannibalism stories out there. There's a guy from Germany who went onto a cannibalism fetish website and posted like saying, like basically asking, is there anybody out there who would let me eat them? And somebody answered it. And he showed up, cut the guys, it's always dick and balls, cut the guy's dick and balls off, and they both ate them while the guy sat there and bled out. And he ended up getting charged with murder.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Oh, and another funny thing about the Japanese guy, apparently all the guests complained about the taste of his testicles. And he like blamed the cook. He's like, the cook didn't cook them right, so they were all chewy and gross.
Yeah, that's what's to be
They're
concerned
testicles.
with. That was my actual issue. That was my only question about that. Was
how did they cook the balls?
These are raw. These are raw. I don't like them raw.
I don't like any of that.
How would you like your testicles? Medium rare, please.
Oh my fucking god!
And the other one, the UK one,
hungry.
how the UK teaches the American Revolution. I guess being American and being we have that arrogant side. I assume that was like a huge part of what UK would teach too, you know.
Right.
But as he explained in the video, like there's apparently over 60 countries where celebrate their freedom from the UK, from England. So like, as far as the American Revolution goes, even though they do have a bigger section on it just because of how influential America is, like as a whole, it is a larger section than most, but it's still just a very small part of their history because of how many fucking countries were under their control at one point. Which I found that really fascinating.
That is fascinating. The cannibalism stuff, not so much.
You're not fascinated by that?
I could die without knowing any of that. Yeah.
As of yesterday, today I found out has 2.62 million subscribers and a combined viewership of over 523 million views.
Nice. Today I found out.
Oh shit.
That's really meta, bro.
Damn.
I'm pretty progressive.
But yeah, as you guys know, I am fascinated with like history and like really dark, macabre stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
As you were describing that, I'm like,
the cannibalism thing is interesting, but it's just weird to think about.
I actually knew about that German guy that asked the guy had the guy volunteer to eat him. I knew about that. I've known about that for a long time.
I'm not into that. That's a fetish.
The testicle thing. I don't.
Dude, I guess.
I don't fetish shame, but like.
Didn't you hear about the Army Hammer shit? He's got like a cannibalism fetish too.
No.
Their girls came out and said that he wanted to fucking eat their flesh.
Stop.
And he like carved his the first letter, like an A in a girl's like hip, and then like sucked the blood.
Stop.
And shit.
What the fuck?
Is he a vampire? Are these people just vampires?
No, they're just retarded. All right, what's your number one, Brad?
Wow. So moving on, my number one is a channel called the Punk Rock MBA. You don't know it?
No.
I've talked to you about it before. So it's a channel run by a guy named Finn McKenty.
Yep.
He's an American marketing strategist, music commentator, writer, and graphic designer who currently runs the YouTube channel the Punk Rock MBA. And is director of marketing at the online education platform URM Academy. Previously, he was executive producer at Creative Live's music and audio channel, and under the persona Surgeon D, wrote articles in Metal Sucks and Stuff You Will Hate.
That was my nickname in high school.
Stuff You Will Hate.
Surgeon D.
Oh,
yeah. Finn McKenty grew up in Seattle, Washington. He started going to the hardcore punk shows in December of 1989. That was the year I was born. It began making zines in 1992 in order to talk about bands.
You mean zines?
Zines.
I was like, what the fuck is Zions? You talk about like the fucking like the heaven for people who practice reggae?
Yes.
Zion.
Ooh.
He created Zion.
Yes. But he wrote about bands he thought needed more attention, and he gave positive reviews and for a bunch of different magazines.
I mean, in Seattle in '89, he must have been talking about like Nirvana and Alice in Chains and shit
I would
like
assume.
Because I think that was still they were still like in the hardcore scene, even though they weren't exactly hardcore.
But one of my favorite things on this guy's channel is he does these. So it's not all about punk rock. It's all about music. But he does this series of videos. It's called What Killed in whatever genre. He has like what killed emo and like what killed new metal, what killed skate punk, and just a bunch of videos like that. And
what killed new metal? The fact that it sucked.
Dude,
it was
he goes into really good detail about the years that it was popular and how things started to change and shit like that. And he also does these videos about, it's called We Need to Talk About, and then it'll name an artist that might not be very popular.
That's where you found that one.
He did one on Ronnie Radke.
No, but the band, you found that band.
I thought you hated Ronnie Radke.
I do.
The cover's blue, and they had awesome breakdowns, kind of like In the Winter Is.
Oh yeah,
that's where you found them.
He did. He was talking about what killed pop punk or something like that, and he brought up a band called These Hearts, and I looked them up, and they're fucking awesome.
They're so good.
Is that what killed that? Wait, what killed pop punk?
No. I just wanted to share that with.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that with you. Look.
Did he say like what killed pop punk? What was as far as I'm concerned, pop punk is still a fucking thing, right? I still listen.
I mean,
there's new pop punk bands all the time.
Yeah.
But it's not as popular as it once was.
It's not. I
guess
really know.
But I don't know, man. You'll have to.
I'll check it out.
The video. He did recently. Well, it wasn't recently, but he did a video on. You know how there's the big four like Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax,
Slayer,
and so he did a video. He's like, what I would consider the big four of pop punk, and he named
a day to remember. The Wonder Years, Blink 182. Am I right so far?
No,
with any of them.
So Blink was in there.
Kick it up, Cody.
Good Charlotte was in there.
I don't consider Good Charlotte pop punk.
I don't either, but
did he say Simple Plan too?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
What? Who did I say already?
Blink and Good Charlotte.
Blink, Good Charlotte, Newfound Glory.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
I probably should have thought of that.
Sum 41.
Yeah.
Really?
He was doing a certain genre like area, and like one of his main focuses, he's like, they gotta have the baggy Dickie shorts, tan Dickie shorts with the high socks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, Newfound Glory, check. Blink, check. Sum 41, check. Good Charlotte, he said it was.
Yeah, they never had that style. They dressed like they were goth and then did emo music.
They suck.
Good Charlotte was more of a popularity thing, like that
like
mainstream
they
status they had that kind of put pop punk in the eyes of a different group of fans.
I Don't Want to Fall in Love song.
Song's stupid.
I thought The River was okay, but was that Good Charlotte or was that Avenged Sevenfold?
No, that was Good Charlotte featuring Avenged Sevenfold.
How would you confuse Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte?
They're both in the song. I just couldn't remember who. It's Good Charlotte featuring Avenged Sevenfold. I couldn't remember if it was Good Charlotte featuring Avenged Sevenfold or Avenged Sevenfold featuring Good Charlotte. It's okay. It's an alright song.
Okay.
But as a whole, that band fucking sucks. They feel like what you were saying. They feel like the Backstreet Boys of punk rock.
Yeah.
All their fans, record producer handpicked them.
All their fans were like 12-year-old, 13-year-old girls.
I think Backstreet Boys better than Good Charlotte.
I do too.
It's funny. All right, what's your number one, Kristin?
My number one is Good Mythical Morning.
I've heard of that before.
Here's why.
I've never watched it.
So their content was kind of more for younger audience, but lately they've like gotten into like young adultish type. Although I'm not really that anymore either, but I love them. I've always watched them. The first episode was in 2012, January of 2012. They have 18 seasons and almost 2,000 episodes. So like it's Link and Rhett and Link, and they started in North Carolina, and now they're in.
Oh,
they bought
the guys
Smosh.
you showed me before, the bearded dude, and the okay.
Yeah, the one with the glasses
Those
and the
guys
one with
have
the beard.
some funny videos.
Yeah, so like they recently bought Smosh.
Interesting.
It's like one of the first YouTube channels ever, isn't it?
That was one of them, dude.
And so like last year they bought Smosh because Smosh like got dropped by whoever owned them. Like literally they were just like, we're done. So then Ian, who used to be, who was the other one? Alex maybe?
I don't remember.
Like there was Austin. I don't know.
Yeah, I've maybe watched like two Smosh videos.
They
had a video back in the day that was like a guy. It was a soccer game, and the guy kept trying to kick a goal, like one of the penalty goals, and the goalie kept trying to block it, and it just kept hitting him in the face. And the ball would come back to the guy. The guy would kick it and hit him in the face
I've
again.
Seen that. That's funny.
So my favorite game on Good Mythical Morning, just like they taste test shit. They create like they're literally everything. They do a whole bunch.
Oh, I think you were telling me about this last week, right? Mm-hmm. Because they gave Gordon Ramsay a bunch of shit, right?
Yeah, so that's like part of the Good Mythical Morning. They have Good Mythical Kitchen, which is the Gordon Ramsay one. They have like a chef named Josh, and then he has some people that help him. But they have Good Mythical Morning, and then right after Good Mythical More, which is just like another little game. They just play games where they do a whole bunch of shit. But my favorite thing they do is international taste tests. So they'll have a board of like a map of the world, and then they have to like guess where something's from and then throw a dart at it, and then they like count up points. So like last week's one I really like is like Domino's Pizza, International Domino's Pizza. So they'll actually make what is made in other countries, have them taste test it, then guess where it's from.
What country it's from,
Yeah,
or like
what country it's from.
It had to be like a Domino's pizza recipe, though.
Yeah, like essentially what it is, like because they'll do weird shit like stuff with pig blood. Like they'll do anything up in that kitchen.
They drink their fucking urine on an episode?
Yeah, they used a filter to see how much of the pee it would take out. Yeah.
What's his Bear Grylls does that?
Yeah,
he makes the filter.
Bear Grylls has been on there.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
There's actually without the filter. There was, you know who Leona Machida is?
No.
He was the light heavyweight champion of the UFC. He used to drink his own urine.
Stop. That's
Really?
gross.
Yes.
Not into that.
Apparently,
Why?
I don't know. Apparently, there's some kind of health benefit to it. I really don't know. I assume that you could get whatever nutrients out of urine from taking a fucking vitamin or something. But apparently, there's some kind of nutrients, or it does something to your body, and I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I assume most champions don't drink their own urine, so it can't help you that much.
I mean, Missy might know some medical things about
I mean, I think it's
urine.
If a
bullshit. I don't
jellyfish
think it
stings
really
you-
works. Like,
If jellyfish sting you, you're supposed to pee on the womb.
I think that's a myth, though.
Oh,
I've definitely heard that before, but I'm pretty sure that's a myth.
but
Pretty sure. We don't know for sure, people, so
try and
don't
let
come
us
at
know.
us in the comments.
But Good Mythical Morning, I've watched like probably every single. I've always watched it since they started, and I think they're dope. And
I mean,
like,
they seem like pretty cool dudes.
they are.
I follow them on TikTok.
They do like podcasts, don't they?
Yep,
They
it's
do like
called Ear
podcasts
Biscuits.
about like
Actually, so they grew up very religious. Like they were head of a church and stuff, and then, like, now they're kind of atheists, moving to California, getting stuff, and realizing how, shit's not real. Kind of not. Like they explained their journey from being so deep into this shit to realizing truth, you know what I mean, in their lives and stuff.
I mean, I find that incredibly interesting.
It was so interesting. It was like One of the things Rhett, I'm not going to tell you all of it, but one of the things Rhett said, which is so true, when he was the leader, he took people on a trip and he found something on the ground, which he knew was just a coincidence, but he made the story to others sound like it was from God when he knew that it wasn't. Like, it definitely made sense, like, how it happened. But then that was one story he uses. And he's like, once you're out of that, you realize, like, shit just happens. Like, it's not. It was so interesting.
Well, he knew that he was lying.
Yes.
He just...
But in his mind, he convinced himself that that was God. But he knew that he found it in someone else's back. It was like, you have to hear the story.
That's what happens with pretty much every religion and like every cult. They say the same thing about L. Ron Hubbard. Like, when he started Scientology, he started it because he knew it was fake and he wanted fucking money. He knew he could make money and it would be untaxable. But then by the time he died, people think that he was entirely convinced that it was real, even though he made it up. Like, he knew when he started it, it was a lie. But by the time he was dead, he'd convinced so many people that he had basically convinced himself that it was real. And
it's cool to hear someone say that. You know what I mean? Like, to have someone admit, like, no, I knew it was just bullshit. Like, but yeah, like,
no,
and that's
it'd be great to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. We'll just point it out. You guys aren't religious either, right?
No.
Facts.
No.
So this is a little bit off subject, but do you know, like, can you name like the moment when you realized that you weren't religious? Like, when you realized that you didn't believe in Christianity?
I didn't really find out what it was. Well, actually,
that is a great question. Hold on.
I was in elementary school, and one of Chad and I's best friends, their family was religious, and they'd pray before dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
And
same here. A friend of mine was in elementary school, same way, exact same thing.
I asked a question to his mom one night, and she told me the basic, like, God created everything, and Jesus died for your sin type stuff. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, this sounds like bullshit.
Yeah. And then I went to an aunt and uncle's, and around the same age, and Chad and I had to go to church with them Sunday morning, and even that day I was like, what the fuck?
What do you know, Kristin?
I didn't really know any better back then because I was so young, but I definitely knew I didn't like it.
Right.
I was raised Baptist. My mom's very religious. She thinks she can be like a shitty person and then pray and it's all better.
Right.
And I even got baptized for my grandpa when I was 18. But I was a part of this church for my ex because you just do dumb shit for love. Like, youth groups are really just for kids to see each other outside of school.
Yeah, I agree.
But so I went for my boyfriend because he was actually trying to be religious. It was dumb. And I watched this church be a cult. And, like, they would just, like, holy water shit, have seizures, can just, like, whatever. And I remember the pastor had this, like, testimony thing where he was like, I couldn't play piano or sing my whole life. But one night I just prayed, and I woke up, and I could play piano and sing. And I laughed.
You're a liar?
I laughed. And then a bunch of other stuff happened in my life, and then I got kicked out of that church.
Right.
So then I just, like, I've always knew it was just bullshit. Like, I'm more of, like, I have to see to believe type shit, and that's just so stupid.
Right. I mean, it's the same here. I assume, because my parents, I don't even know if they believe in God. We definitely didn't go to church, and we didn't really talk about it. Right. But my grandparents on my dad's side were really religious, and I would go to church with them if I was ever, like, staying over at their house. Like like Saturday night to Sunday morning, I'd go to church with them. And I remember one day they taught us about Noah and Noah's Ark. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I had to have been in middle school because I had already known what incest was.
Right.
And, like, what comes from incest. And I was just like, I remember after hearing that whole story, just questioning my grandpa, like, how is this real? Like, he gathered up 2 of every animal to repopulate the world. Well, then wouldn't we all be deformed and, like, retarded? I'm sure that at the time I literally just asked my dad, like, wouldn't we all be retarded if that happened? Yeah. Because and the whole thing is it's just Noah and his family too, which means he would have had to procreate with his fucking daughter.
Well, Adam and Eve, like, they had to, like, this is,
Well, yeah, we would all be
We're all
related
brothers,
if Adam and Eve was the fucking case, and
Yeah, it's
all
just
their
weird.
kids would have like fucking 15 toes and shit. Mm-hmm. But I just remember like being a little kid and kind of like grilling my grandfather about that until he finally was just like, "Listen, they're just stories, all right? They're just stories."
Yeah.
So I feel like at that point,
answer.
yeah, I feel like at that point I like broke my grandpa. Like I broke his religion because he was like trying so hard to convince me like, no, this is the fucking the story. But then he finally just broke and was just like, it's all just stories, all right. Just you're supposed to just look at it and try and help you become better, help you become a better person.
So like religion was created. The Bible was written. So for one, they can be in charge, men. But for two, so people like live with a purpose, I think is why people are so into religion and believing in something, because it makes you feel like you're living for a purpose when really you're not.
I think community has a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
That too.
togetherness.
That's why, yeah.
I think security.
But I think religion in a general, following something.
People
following
don't like
something.
the thought of death and just like literally
Yeah.
being dead. They want to think about an afterlife.
A purpose. Yeah, like you're like living to go to the
Heaven.
yeah.
All right. So my number one
Good talk.
to move on. Yeah, sorry, I kind of fucking. I fucking took us away from
You're like,
what
wow,
we were
that's
actually
fine.
supposed to be
You
talking
had
about
the
there for a
question.
Get
second.
us back on track.
So my number one is called the Schmodown Entertainment Network.
Never heard of it.
I haven't.
This channel is owned by the Collider Network and operated by Kristin Harloff and Mark Ellis. It started off as the Schmoes Know Network before changing their name to the Schmodown Entertainment Network in March 2016. It features many movie talk shows that I don't actually watch. What I like about this channel is the movie trivia Schmodown. What that is a movie trivia show that features contestants that cut promos and present themselves very similarly to UFC fighters and professional wrestlers. The two hosts / creators of the show, Ellis and Harloff, are as big of fans as wrestling as they are movies. The matches can either be singles or teams and consist of 3 rounds. The first round is 8 questions worth 1 point each. The second round, each contestant spins a wheel and has 12 categories, and they have to answer questions about the category they land on. And the third round, each contestant picks numbers and then has to answer questions randomly correlating with the numbers they picked. One of the best matches in recent memory was between Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith, where in the second round, Jericho landed on the category Kevin Smith movies on the wheel and still only lost the match by 1 point. Being that I'm a movie nerd who knows a bunch of useless information about movies, I think I could actually compete pretty well in the movie trivia Schmodown. As of yesterday, SEN has 300,000 subscribers and a combined viewership of over 134 million views.
Fuck.
Yo, I want to watch.
Yeah.
Send me the Chris Jericho. Send that link.
Yeah, I'll
Send
send
it to the
I'll find it and
podcast
send
group
it.
because I want to see it too.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And, it's Chris Jericho, so he's, like, cutting promos, too. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's, like I said earlier, it's, like, the only show or the only YouTube show that I still watch since they've gone 100% Zoom. It's the only thing that I feel like still that I've paid attention to that I think still holds up. I suppose, I don't watch Hot Ones that much, but it seems like that could be fine. That's probably fine on a fucking over Zoom, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Like, I don't see where it would be bad. It's just interviews, so it's like, it's not like it really matters what the setting is. But yeah, they, with the Zoom shows, the contestants will like make videos that are like cutting promos, and they just some of them come up with characters and they'll dress up and shit.
That's
That
pretty
sounds
cool.
dope. I wanna
What was
see
the
that.
channel called again?
The Schmodown Entertainment Network.
Schmodown.
Yeah, send some
I'm
to
gonna
the
write that
pod.
down.
Well,
Yeah, I'll share it once we get out of here.
Word.
I don't even know if the Jericho Kevin Smith one is on YouTube because I think I listened to that on Spotify because all the matches they will like cut and release as a podcast as
Word.
well.
That sounds interesting as fuck. I want to see that.
Yeah, I love trivia. I was actually just fucking talking to Chad and Jerry a couple days ago, and that was one of the things I said that we said the first thing we want to do once everything opens up after the
Trivia
pandemic is go to a bar trivia
me-
someday.
I love
Didn't
that.
they just get a trivia game or something?
Yeah, that's what brought it on. They were talking about the game that they bought for Xbox that was Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, word.
Oh,
That's
it's on Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how the subject actually came up when we were talking about it.
Do you like the game's categories?
Never played it.
I have it. I think you'd love it. I love it.
Probably. I mean, it's just it's just trivia, isn't it?
Oh, you have like categories for like you roll a letter on a dice, like it has all the letters, you roll it, and then you have seconds, and then everything like it's a list of random things like household object, car, color, right here, like random stuff, and then it has to start with the letter you rolled. So it's like kind of trivia, but also hard because you have to start it with that letter. And I love it.
I've never played it.
Really?
I've never.
It's
played
fun.
It.
I have the
I
game.
don't
We
even
should all
think
play
I've
it.
heard of it.
We should play sometime.
I've played just regular Trivial Pursuit, like the board game, because it is also a board game.
Yeah, I used to have it when I was younger.
That's probably like my grandma had it, and we used to play it all the time at my grandma's house. It's probably why I like trivia so much. I've been playing it since I was a little kid.
I love trivia.
In bar, have either of you guys ever done bar trivia?
Yes.
No.
I've been to the Park Hotel
Park Hotel does it? Mm-hmm. That's nice to know.
on Tuesdays, but it's Shane Wilbur who does it.
Well, they do one in Sayre. I did with my aunt and uncle.
Do they like everything trivia?
Yeah.
So you just
You're
get
in
a
groups.
topic and
Your table's a group, and then you play together.
They do. There's like two different ways to do it.
Got actual shirt.
The one that in Sayre, what they do is they have a projector and they'll put the question up on screen, and you'll write the answer down on a slip of paper and go like drop it in a hat.
So you're a loner kind of.
Well, no, we worked as a group.
Oh, okay.
You can still work as a group. It's just like it's more silent. But when we went to York Holo, I think is what it was in Mansfield, I did trivia there with Jordan and Alex, and they had a guy came in and he had a microphone and like a sound system set up, and he just asked the questions.
Right.
And everybody got a whiteboard with a marker, and you write just. Each table gets that, and you just write your answer down and hold it up.
I think we would
all
be good at that. Like Chad, Jerry, Missy, you, all of us would be.
Yeah, that's literally what we said. Like fucking Chad and Jerry said that's what they want to do. Like the first thing they want to do when the fucking pandemic's up is they want to go to bar trivia. Yeah, and there's one right in Sayre. It's probably right down the road from them.
I'm down, dude.
I'm down.
I think it'd be fun.
Get litty titty and do that.
It's a good time. I've never had a bad time doing trivia. They used to do it down here at Wheeler's, but I never went to that.
I feel like I'd be bad at it, but it would be fun.
Like as a group,
Doesn't
though,
matter.
like there's always this superior, and that's gonna be Cody. And
That's
then we're all
what's fun about doing it as a group, though, because everybody's gonna have their like strong subject.
And you never know, like someone just has random knowledge. You'd be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it could be something that you heard one time and just didn't happen to forget.
Sometimes the question itself will trigger what he's talking about.
Exactly.
You'll be like, "Oh, I fucking know that."
Yeah.
It's anxiety filled though, because like if you're the person that has the responsibility of writing the answer down, and nobody can come up with a solid answer, then it's like it's on you to just write something down. You know?
Yeah.
That's what happened when I did it with Jordan and them. I was the one who was writing, and we missed one. It was like what is the name of this bone in your leg? And I think it's the tibia.
Oh, fucking no.
And I wrote fibia.
Oh man.
Because they kept saying tibia, and I thought they were saying fibia. So I was like, okay, and I just wrote fibia down. And the guy was like, no, that is wrong.
Oh fuck, that sucks. I don't want to be.
Being the person that writes stuff down, it turns into your responsibility, because it's always, if you got a group of people, there's always one person that's like, no, the answer's 3, and the other person's like, no, the answer's 5, and then you got to decide which one you want to fucking go with.
Oh man. So do you have any honorable mentions for
I do.
a YouTube channel?
So I have 2. Joe Santagato, which is the dude that picks on the tweets.
Yeah.
But he also has a podcast, The Basement Yard. And he does like he used to do videos when he lived with his parents where he would play board games with his family, and they're hilarious. He's the one that does the Mad Libs with his brother, and he'll like write down and they fill their mouth with water and try not to spit it everywhere. It's hilarious.
No, yeah, he's a funny dude.
And then video game dude called Donkey.
I thought you were about to say video game nerd. I was like, did Brad already say that?
I don't know what his page is called, but his name's Donkey, and he just plays like every video game through and then tells you what's wrong with it, It shows you all the glitches he encountered. Like, he plays it enough to, like, find all the glitches, all this shit. And he's hilarious.
Determination, man.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
He's the one, actually, and he does, like, reviews of some weird shit. Do you remember? Oh, I forget what it was called. I know I showed you. When there was the bus that went to that desert and took the kids, and it was a whole scandal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
Jontron. Isn't that his name?
Oh, is that the one that did that? No, this guy also did a video about that too. Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are
Jontron-
talking about.
Really? So on
I have no idea what you're talking
Jontron
about.
did though. He did that whole thing.
Not MTV.
It was like ABC, something like that. Some weird actual show, like channel,
Okay.
had this weird guy took all these kids on a bus in the middle of the desert into like this little village,
An
like
old
cowboy
western town. Dude.
Yeah.
An old ghost town.
Yeah.
Well, it's not good. Yeah, and then has them like literally run it themselves.
You gotta survive. Like you gotta.
Oh, it
figure
was a
out how to
TV
survive.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like
remember
ABC
that.
or something
yeah, no,
like that.
I remember
I
that.
don't know what it's called.
Why was it a scandal?
Because they were
these
treated
kids like
awful.
shit. They actually made them like. If they didn't eat.
They didn't
Like, if
eat.
they didn't
They couldn't go
find
to the
the food or
bathroom. They had
could-
to earn more than one toilet.
I mean, that's the show that they signed up for, right?
I don't know. They got in
What do you-
trouble for it. It didn't last long.
Well, what the fuck? Like, this is what the whole point of the show is.
I guess it wasn't like described that way to the parents,
Right.
like because they were left alone with just like teenage kids with all these kids.
I remember this show. They canceled the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching like the first couple of episodes, and
You
then the
would like
next
that
couple
show.
of
You're like,
weeks it was
fuck
just
yes.
not. It just wasn't there. I remember that very well.
You were just sitting
But
back
Donkey
watching
did
that
one.
show. Fuck them kids.
Donkey
Well, I mean,
did a
that's
little
what they
bit
signed
about
up
it.
for. Like, who signed? Like, what do? You sign up for Survivor, and then you get there, and you're like, wait, I have to live in the woods. Wait, this is what I'm supposed to do? Like, it just—that's so stupid.
I don't know, man.
Signing up for The Apprentice and then being like, wait, I don't want to work for Donald Trump.
But
I
the
almost called him
kids,
Dr.
the
Trump.
kids that were,
Ew.
the kids that were in it, they can't make decisions, dude. Their parents were probably like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah, making money for it.
yeah."
Yeah.
And like one of the kids was 8. There was a fucking
Yeah, I remember there was
like
real
a
little kids and
6-year-old
shit.
on there.
JonTron though, that's another honorable mention because he's hilarious. He does the Flex Seal ones.
Yeah, that
he's
shit's
great.
funny.
Do you know who JonTron is?
No,
He's hilarious.
I know what
too.
Flex Seal is. What does he debunk Flex Seal?
Kinda. He just picks
he like
on
makes
it.
fun of it. It's just a funny video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one of my honorable mentions. There's a channel out there called The Completionist, and he just like 100% games, and then like he'll break down the hours he spent, how many times he died.
Does that have to do with the long hair? Who's the
No.
guy that plays games that has long hair?
I'm sure there's more
There's
than
That
one.
Probably
you
a
play?
lot.
It's someone you watch though. It's someone you watch. A video game dude.
Ryukar?
Does he have long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes.
I just remember he looked like a hippie.
Sometimes hair does grow, you
He
know.
kind of looks like a hippie, and I just remember him, and I thought you liked him a lot, so I thought he was gonna be on your top 3.
I mean,
Sorry.
I like Ryukar, but the only reason I like Ryukar is, and like I don't like his whole channel. I only like when he does Mario Maker levels.
Oh, okay. My
I don't
bad.
like
I
any
just
of
thought
the
you
other-
really liked him. Sorry. Any honorable mentions for you?
Mine was going to be What Culture. We already talked about it.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that was the only one that I had as an honorable mention. There's another one that's called Porcelain, that releases like documentaries. There's only like 6 videos on it, but they're all like documentaries about stand-up comedians. But he's just like he's like a fucking savage. Just he's not nice about it. He just fucking talks shit about him. It'd be like an hour and a half long documentary of him just like talking shit about comedians. He has like a Joe Rogan one and a Brendan Schaub one. Or Beige Frequency, have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
It's the same thing. A guy just releasing videos, just talking shit. But with the Porcelain one, the guy, it's like people that I enjoy, and I'm not usually into like just listening to somebody who doesn't release content themselves break down other people's content.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's
That's
I think
true.
it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you fucking do something yourself? Why do you have to just fucking talk? Why is your content about somebody else's content? Especially people who talk about podcasts. Like, you're making you're releasing a podcast talking about somebody who's basically just talking about something else.
Yeah.
It's like it's so stupid. But Yeah, that's Beige Frequency, but I like Porcelain a lot because the guy's actually a really funny writer. Like the shit that he says is actually just really funny. I think he called Dana White testicle headed, and it made me laugh when I heard it so hard. I was like, oh my god! But it's just shit like that. Just he's just a savage, and it's funny.
Savage moments.
I don't know.
Are
I
good.
watch a lot of YouTube, but
I don't watch as much. Like Cody was saying earlier, I don't always watch as much. I get on the streaming stuff like HBO Max and Hulu, and
I honestly just it's not a specific person. Like I'll look up like walkthroughs of a game I really want to know about, but like don't want to play it. Like for example, San Andreas, I watched the walkthrough of. I like people that are good at video games.
I like watching. One of my most favorite things to watch on YouTube is like when people talk about the history of something. Like there's this one guy that did like a 6-hour-long video talking about how all the Resident Evil games tie into the story. And it was just this complete history of Resident Evil. And it was wicked awesome.
Word up.
I just watch random shit. Not people. Like I don't subscribe to many. I just look up a video that I want to watch, and it's like
yeah, YouTube's good for that because like it's got the underneath that has all those other videos. You can go on like a fucking down a rabbit hole and end up. I've ended up on some weird parts, weird like sides of YouTube doing that.
There's this
watching like dark weird videos
that I also just found that was like. Did you guys hear about a ship? I don't know where it was, but it could have basically been saved. And it was like a cruise ship, but then the captain was so fucking stupid. I was high when I watched this. I don't remember everything. But
so maybe it didn't even happen.
No, it did. Like this cruise ship could have been saved, but the captain would not tell the people that were on the ship, like, this is serious, you need to get off. So it just progressively kept getting worse. And then it was a casino and a mall and all this shit. So then
yeah, no, it was in like Costa Rica or something like that.
Yes.
And they ended up charging the captain.
Yeah, because he
abandoned. Yeah, he abandoned the ship and didn't tell anybody he was leaving. He just fucking left.
Except the one guy on the helicopter that was coming to help. He's like, get the fuck back on the ship, and the guy just ignored him and like.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. It was only.
Do you know what he got charged
16,
with?
I think.
I remember it when it was happening. I remember watching it on the news as it was happening.
Yeah, and then looters would come and try to get all the stuff from the casino and the bar and the.
Well, they were starving. It was kids. They were fucking.
No, people would swim after the fact, and then police would have to stay out all night and stop all these looters from coming to try.
After everybody already got off the ship.
There were people that did wake up with it fucked up.
There were kids on the ship that were just abandoned, and it took them like a week to get them all of them out of there.
Shit.
They were running out of food and shit.
Yeah, 33
I'll
people
never
died.
go on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go on a cruise anyway. Cruises are lame.
Fuck that.
It was literally the captain had was having an affair, and his lady was on the ship and was distracting him, so he wasn't paying attention to like, yo, you're getting off track, you're about to hit these rocks. And then somebody else who's also helped steering the ship fucked up twice, which made the tail end hit the rocks. Then the captain just was in denial about everything fucking up, like the bottom engine and stuff filled up with water, and the guy's like, the generator's gonna catch on fire, and the captain's like, oh no, it's fine. People on land were calling him because people on the ship were calling the police, and he's like, no, it's just a blackout. And it's like, no, it's sinking. I got so pissed off watching
captain.
They put him in jail for life.
16 years. Yeah. It was like,
because they charged him with like murder for those people that died.
Yeah, he's in there for life. He's old.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yep.
It was so frustrating. But this couple woke up after the ship was already done. They didn't know they were on there, and their door was locked because the ship electrical stuff stopped working, and it was like electrical door. They were locked in their room, not knowing what the fuck happened.
End on a high note, man.
Yeah.
Fuck cruises, dog.
Never.
Fuck cruises.
I'd rather fly.
All right, that was everybody's top 3 YouTube channels. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.
Peace.